Hi, I'm Art Fein. It's Art Fein's Poker Party, coming to you from the beautiful town of Downey, California, where it's springtime all year round. And with us, we got the incredible Marshall Crenshaw. Marshall, it's nice to see you, man.
Nice to see you too, Art.
What brings you down to Downey?
I came with you.
Oh, okay. But you know, Downey, we both read and write historical books, and you know, this town is full of historicity.
Yeah, it's a cradle of significance, isn't it?
Well, every decade has a Downey moment in rock and roll. In the it's the 60s for the surf music that came out of here.
Yeah, and then the 70s,
Carpenters.
The Carpenters. You left it. Oh, the Blasters.
80s,
Yeah.
The Blasters, and actually one of the singers in Metallica, I think, went to school here.
Okay.
You could find that out in my book. But we're not here to tout my book, we're here to tout yours. Let's take a look. I'm going to ring it, and then we're going to show a close-up of it. But it's Marshall Crenshaw's new tome, Hollywood Rock. It'd be a rock reference book.
Yeah.
About what?
Rock and roll movies. You know, from A to Z, from 1946 to 1993.
Oh, that's right. So, yeah, what is the earliest year that we have? I'm in here too, but it's your book.
That's right.
That I think we are in here. The reason I used the pronoun we was that I have a pretty early review in there, like one of the earliest.
One of the Louis Jordan movies, yeah.
Is Louis Jordan's appearance in here the earliest rock considered?
Yeah,
movie?
the earliest one that I have in here is Beware, the first Louis Jordan film.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I figured we should start with him, right?
Now, okay, this is a book of rock and roll movie reviews of rock and roll movies, or rock and roll influenced movies. Not when I first heard, but some other people I know first heard the notion. They said, "Oh, great, just what we need, another rock and roll movie book." And and I kind of said, "Yeah," because there are so many rock reference books out, it seems. But in fact, there aren't any other rock movie books out.
That's right. Yeah, that's a total misconception. There haven't been that many ever, and the last one that I was familiar with was about 10 years ago. It was one called Rock on Film.
Mm-hmm.
So now here we are, you know, whatever, 10, 12 years later, and it's out of print and way, way out of date. And so, you know.
Now those things, I don't remember. Rock on Film was with one voice. There weren't any signed reviews. It was all by the authors or authors.
Yeah, it was a couple guys, and I can't remember. I'm sorry, I can't name the authors, but
Yeah.
I think it was two guys who reviewed every rock and roll movie that they could find, you know.
But this one's got a plethora.
A plethora,
writers.
yeah. My name's on the front. I'm just the spokesmodel. I was the guiding intelligence, and but actually there were about a dozen and a half different people who contributed, you know, who did research and wrote reviews, and I describe this our brain trust group as a mixture of hacks and bards, you know, meaning that quite a few of them are professional film critics and rock critics, and then there were a couple guys, myself and Ben Vaughn, one or two others who are like singer-songwriter rock fan types. So it's hacks and bards.
Oh, I get it. Let's get up to date on you, the musician, for a minute. You had a record out through MCA a couple years ago.
Yeah, about 3 years ago.
That long?
Yes, it came out in spring of '91.
Because I remember when you were recording it, and I stopped in a recording session, and I was able to find the recording studio, yet, conversely, during that same couple of weeks, you were supposed to find our TV show, and you missed it.
I know.
You kept going.
God, I was so angry.
Man, I mean,
I was just driving and cursing.
You were supposed to go to Eagle Rock, and you ended up in Fullerton.
Yeah, you know, halfway to
Mexico.
Tijuana,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
you know. I just like got totally befuddled, you know, the freeways.
I will say that in your absence, I have two shows that are like Sans Marshall. Where there's a seat for you and everything.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Where me and Peter Holstapple did one, and me and a couple other guys did another.
I remember, well, now the first time I didn't show up, I went down to San Diego to buy a Mosrite double neck guitar, like the one Larry Collins plays, you know. And I drove down there, and I bought the guitar from this old man who was a movie theater projectionist.
Wow.
And his hobby.
Just how do you find old movie projectionists who have double neck Mosrite?
Well, the guy who hooked me up with him was a guy who was into collecting Mosrite guitars, and then this other guy in San Diego, this old man, he had been a friend of Semmy Mosley's, and
wow.
You know, so anyway, I drove.
Semmy Mosley being the guy who
built the guitars, yeah. So I drove down there. I bought the guitar. I made every attempt to.
Get to my show.
I did, and I don't know. I just kind of missed it,
But you got the guitar.
I'm here now.
But you got the guitar.
I didn't keep it very long. It was one of the worst guitars I ever had. it was a dog from hell.
You got to have four hands. I mean, how are you going to play with it? It's got two necks. You have to have another person behind you fretting. I mean.
Yeah, I was really. I mean, I paid a lot of money for it too, so it was a big disappointment.
But then
I missed your show too. I mean, geez.
And I guess then you fobbed it off on some sucker. Is that what you're saying? You don't have it anymore.
No, I don't. I was lucky. I was able to unload it. I can't remember who I sold it to.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's the story of your appearances and non-appearances on this show. And
that's right.
It's great having. I say it's actually great having you here, and it's great not having you here because those other shows were real good, anyways. Because the one me and Hope.
I saw the one with Peter Holsapple.
Mm-hmm.
Just you and Peter, and that was a good show.
So actually, it's the very idea of you makes a show good, regardless of whether you show up.
Great.
So it's kind of a cool thing. You're kind of a talisman or something like that. Good luck charm. By the way, speaking of the musical thing, though, before we get back to the Hollywood Rock, so I talked to you. You're always playing around the country. You're always concertizing. You played McCabe's here in L.A. about a while ago. I mean, within
2 years ago, yeah.
That long ago?
I know. Time flies.
Yeah.
That was, I think, yeah, that was certainly my last visit to the West Coast. Yeah.
And you are preparing a live album for release. Right?
I want to, you know. Yeah. I think it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. I dig live albums.
I'm working on it.
Hey, will it be up there with Otis Redding live at the Whiskey, like that? That kind of excitement?
I hope so, yeah. It'll be good. We'll probably dub in some fake applause, actually.
I think those Otis Redding's albums had fake applause, too, because I really love that one whole album, Otis Redding live at the Whiskey, and then I heard some other... I heard it in some of the same songs in different sequence on some other album of his, and I think it was live in Monterey or something like that. It sounded like it was the same take. Anyways, I guess that's the magic of studios. Okay, so back to the book, Hollywood Rock. It came out in '94. It's a groovy book on rock movies, which is a much needed thing because people never know where to refer. When they get in this, they're going to get a description of the plot and a bit of attitude or opinion, right, from the writer.
Yeah. You know, it's information and opinion.
Information with a spin.
That's right. To get back to the issue of my music career for a moment.
Sure.
One of the reasons why I did this book, I did the book for let's say 4 reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Reason number 1, a friend of mine, who's a book packager in New York, asked me to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Reason number 2, I wasn't really doing anything else. And so, you know, it was good to have something like this to preoccupy myself with. Number 3, I did it out of love, the love of fast cash. And reason number 4 is because I'm a film fan and a rock and roll fan.
Getting
Those
back
are
to
the reasons why I did it.
Getting back to reason number 3, it wasn't all that fast. I mean, you had anguish over this for quite a while, didn't you? It took 6 months, 8 months.
It did, yeah, that's right. We were at it for a really long time. And I mean, even before we started to do it, we kind of discussed it informally, you know, for a while. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was about a year in the making, I guess.
Now, how many reviews do you have in this? You said there's a little over 400.
Yeah, I did about 50 of them.
Uh-huh. And Dominic Priori comes in second.
He did a lot. Yeah, I think he did more than I did.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
But he took all the stuff nobody else
There's also
wanted.
a guy on the East Coast named Jay Schwartz from Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. And you know, honestly, I could not have done the book without Jay Schwartz.
Is that right?
Because, you know, I mean, I wasn't really, you know, like Jay Schwartz and Dominic, and Bruce Eder and some of the other guys who worked on this thing. They're like, they you know live to watch movies and they're like really obsessed almost with films, you know. And I'm not. So I was just really fortunate enough to hook up with guys like that who really knew what they were doing and really had a you know, like a really deep sort of drive to get involved with the thing. You know?
Let me check this idea out with you. I've always maintained that we don't talk about movies in this show because there's enough shows about movies. There's no shows about music. That's why I do the show. And my feeling is that I know for sure that movies represent about 10 times audience interest that music has, even though everybody likes music. There's a luster to movies. So that's why I never talk about them in the show, because it's already covered, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Now, just to make myself arch and contrary, I always say that music is more important to movies. And I feel that now. I feel that you heard Little Richard, well, we may change it, but you heard Little Richard at the beginning of the show We heard Marshall Crenshaw at the beginning of the show. It's better to me than any movie. That music lives like in my blood, and movies are real good. I like movies. Hey, they're great. But music is like a heartbeat or something like that. That's my feeling. Do you either which way have any feeling on that?
Yeah, I agree, you know, and I noticed one thing when I started to, when I first got to New York, I was meeting a lot of people who were in the music business or had been in the music business, and I noticed that a lot of them, they were starting to get older. It seemed like they sort of had this notion that now that they were getting older, they should move on to the film business, because you know it was like something that grown-ups did, you know, whereas rock and roll was for younger kids. And, I don't know. I haven't really made that transition myself. I probably never will.
You mentioned going to New York. You're a Detroit kid, and were you a troubadour? Did you have your guitar slung on your back like Bob Dylan and show up in Greenwich Village?
No, I went to New York to be a fake Beatle. And
was there an opening for that?
yeah, there was. It was a thing. Ever hear of Beetle Mania?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was a Broadway show. Then there was a West Coast company, and then there was a touring company, and then there was a movie, and there was an album. Yeah, I swear to God, you know.
There's a movie? Is it in here?
It's like a really, you know, it's a really hideous idea in the first place, and the first time I heard about it, I wanted to puke. But you know, I was kind of just scuffling around when I heard about Beetle Mania. I was in Colorado, and for about 6 months I'd been on the road with this group of country and western. It was a country and western lounge band, and it was 3 women and me. You know, and then 6 months before that I'd been in an oldies band in Detroit. So I was just really scuffling around, you know, looking for anything that seemed like it was, yeah, just trying to get from one thing to the next. And then I got in Beetle Mania. I read a classified ad in Rolling Stone that they were auditioning people. So like 2 months after I read the ad, I was back home in Detroit, and I made a copy of a Beatles record. My brother's a drummer, and him and I, we just duplicated this Beatles record note for note. Really did a good job, and I sent it to the producers, and then they came to Detroit and got me.
Well,
I haven't been back since.
All kidding aside, was your Lennon? You're doing Lennon.
Yeah.
Was your Lennon, listening to it now in those recordings, decent Lennon version?
I guess it was all right. Yeah, you know. Yeah. At least I mean, I guess it was okay. Who knows?
I mean, you like the guy, and you're trying, and you can.
Oh yeah, he was. You know,
I just never heard you sing John Lennon. I don't know. You know.
Yeah, I thought I was okay. You know, but I was just trying to stay in there. You know, keep getting the paycheck.
It's a pretty big jump. You were in the Colorado plains or the mountains, and then you jumped right to New York City.
Yeah, you know, it's really cool. For a couple of years there, my life was just really crazy. You know, just.
And then where did the leap come to getting a Warner Brothers contract?
I quit Beetle Mania February of 1980. That's right. And then just sort of wrote songs and scuffled around New York. Took tapes around. The sort of first breakthrough I had was when a guy named Robert Gordon started to record some of my songs.
Right.
And it just sort of like developed from there, you know.
And that substantial song from the Robert Gordon recording thing was what?
He almost had a hit single with Someday, Some Way.
A lot of people know the song. Everybody likes the song, but it wasn't quite a hit.
No, it was a really big radio hit in New York for Robert, and then it started to climb a little bit on the. You know, it was. They were going to work it to like CHR, you know, top 40, and right when it got to be like about number 70 or something like that, his contract with RCA expired, and they asked him for a extension so they could work the record, and he just said, forget it. I've had, you know, and he split. He was crazy to do that.
Yeah.
And it ruined his life, I think.
And didn't help yours either.
I think it had a worse effect on him than it did on me. But yeah, you know, it wasn't a really good thing for him to do. He hasn't really made a record since then.
Yeah. He's been in a commercial.
Poor Robert.
Yeah. Poor guy. All right, so back to Hollywood Rock. We have 400 reviews in the center. And then at the end, there's 2 or 3 kind of appendixes. One is more rock films, which are just one paragraph reviews of odds and ends. Anything particularly outrageous that is in here, as to say, to be considered a rock film when it's really not. Because I know I contributed to some of this by putting in something that showed Elvis's shoes in it or something. In other words, a movie that had nothing to do with rock and roll at all, but had a rock and roll moment in it, like
Yeah.
was it Rockabye Baby, the Jerry Lewis movie where
That's really good.
it's not a rock and roll movie, but he has a checkered coat on it. And he does a Bill Haley kind of
it's a
song, which is actually
rock
quite
and roll.
good.
It's a parody, right?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. So
a send up.
anything comes to mind? Was it Rockabye Baby? Does anything come to mind?
Well, that section of the book, it contains movies that we heard about but couldn't find, that we had to give up trying to find.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and there are a lot of those. And then it also contains names and information about movies that have rock star cameos in them. You know, like an example of that would be this movie called With Six You Get Egg Roll, which is a Doris Day comedy.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but you know, I read about it in here.
And who's in it?
And in, this band called the Grassroots is in the movie. You know,
Really?
they just sing part of a song and are seen during some part of this movie. So that, you know, we list things like that. I'm in a movie called Peggy Sue Got Married.
I was about to ask you what your resume is as far as movie inclusions.
2. I got my SAG card in 1986 because I was in Peggy Sue Got Married, and then later that year I was in La Bamba.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You know about La Bamba.
Well,
But anyway, so the back section of the book has all those sort of movies that have these little quick cameos by rock people in them.
No, oh yeah, you didn't see my Peggy Sue Got Married review got squished to a little aside in the back. But you were all over the place in that movie. That's running on cable a lot. I mean, you were there quite a bit. Which is
I
really
know.
cool.
It's great. I mean, the movie's on TV all the time, and I mean that's cool. At least I'll be on the Late Show. You know, like 10 years from now, I'll be on like on late night TV. And stuff.
Actually, with Jonathan Richman popping up a lot on Conan O'Brien, I mean, you should be there too. You know.
I'm going to be on Conan O'Brien.
When?
On May 19th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you going to be singing?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, you're a singer, but in this case.
Well, I haven't verified it, but yeah, I mean, if I can't do a song, I probably won't do the show.
Well, that's cool.
Well, you know, I don't want to say that, but anyway, we'll figure it out.
Oh,
I want to.
what about your recorded output, Four Warners, which is probably 7 or 8 albums? Or
5.
5? Have they anthologized them yet? In a sense of a Crenshaw CD?
Well, 3 of them are still in print. 2 of them aren't, and
So they have carried them over to the CD world, right?
yeah.
That's great.
I was pleased. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't
That's
want to
nice.
get left behind. You know.
That's nice. I don't want to seem surprised. I'm not. You're great. But whether
Thanks.
record companies acknowledge that or not is always a surprise to me.
Oh yeah, I know.
good people who are not in print, you know.
I know. I believe me. You know, I'm really happy that that some of my records are still available.
Which 3 are available? Which 3 are available?
The first 3. The first one's called Marshall Crenshaw. That's my name. The second one's called Field Day, and the third one's called Downtown. And then there are 2 more after that are pretty hard to find. But I think that everybody who wants them managed, has got them now. And like, so.
So on this book promotion deal, this is a new world for you.
Yeah.
I want to repeat what we talked about last night. When you write songs, you write songs. You turn them in, and people say thank you, or no thank you. But when you write passages for books, people say, I'm going to change all that now. And then you end up with something else that you didn't quite write. I've got some of my reviews in there have words that I didn't put in them, but they're not bad words. They're just not my words.
I know what you mean. There was this little period where we really struggled over the whole question of editing. You know, like the first sort of filter that the stuff went through. I think a lot of people just were stunned. You know, I was, because like you say, I'd never really written anything before. I'd never been edited before. So we had to kind of go back and forth a lot just to make sure that everybody, felt like they were getting their viewpoint across.
Yeah, I might add that the second review in here is one of mine, Absolute Beginners, and it's chock full of very interesting information that I know nothing about, because one of the editors was a British guy who really knew that movie.
Oh yeah.
So took my reviews and left in a few words like and stuff like that, and otherwise wrote the whole thing himself, and it was great. I mean, it looks like I'm real smart. I appreciate that, but I did want to write about it, and I guess I did in a way. What did,
Was that your bit about maybe he'll retire to stage musicals? Or?
yes, that
Oh,
was
okay.
about
That was you.
about
Okay.
Bowie. Yeah. Well, that's subject for another show. Are there any Springsteen movies? I mean, I just thought about that because he is like the original musical musical stage show guy with Clarence Clemens over on the right with this yellow suit and a saxophone. And it's very dramatic. Like his whole show is like a musical. In a good sense, in a rock musical.
Yeah, a lot of pageantry and stuff.
Yeah, and dramatics. But he hasn't been in a movie, has he?
I don't think so. I mean, he just won an Oscar for Philadelphia, Streets of Philadelphia.
Oh, not for Philadelphia, the AIDS story. This is a different one.
No, yeah, he had the theme song for that movie.
Was there? I didn't know that.
And he won an Oscar for it. Yeah.
Do you know how it goes?
And then Light of Day or something. Is that the one? I mean, he's written some themes for.
But there's
for
no
movies,
Springsteen movie. Like
he's
Dylan's
not
been
in any movies.
Like Dylan's been in a few movies.
Well, there's that one Eddie and the Cruisers. I've never seen it, but
Springsteen's in it.
No, but the story, it's supposed to be loosely based on his on the Springsteen saga somehow. There's supposed to be some connection.
Name a couple of movies that are really cool that you're not able to find. Like there was that one song called was it Revolution, the one shot in Berkeley that featured Country Joe and the Fish and tons of other people that eventually nobody located, or did some people locate it?
That's one. There were lots.
That was not found.
No, we never found it.
Any other completely missing movies that you would have liked to review, but you were
well,
we could announce it out loud. It'd be interesting to try and find them still.
Yeah, I guess I'll mention this. We left out entirely a movie called Complex World, and I feel bad about it. I just spaced out on it, but the reason I feel sort of bad about it is because one of the producers of the movie is a friend of mine. It's somebody I know. There's this really great rock club in Providence, Rhode Island, called Lupo's Heartbreak Hotel. And this movie, most of it was shot at this club, and the producer was Rich Lupo, And anyway,
so this is a personal. You're saying you feel bad, but it's a personal loss. It's not like most of the audience is dying to find out about. What is the name of it again?
It's called Complex World.
Complex World.
NRBQ is in the movie. It should be in the book, and it's not. Okay. This book isn't perfect, but.
So you weren't able to find Revolution. Anything else that's really cool that you think you would like to have found that you never did?
I wanted to see this one called Dateline Diamonds, which is an English movie, and it has the Small Faces in it. And I'm still waiting for my copy. I found a guy who was the Small Faces fan club president, and he said he was going to be sending it to me. I still haven't got it.
And what were some of the coolest discoveries that because you did all the research. I was writing some reviews, and you occasionally sent me a movie we couldn't find, but I wasn't digging. You were digging.
I was digging. I was networking.
Through the collector underground and stuff. What was any real cool movies you uncovered that nobody had ever
Well,
seen before?
the big discovery for me, and I mean, it's not a big discovery. You can go to any video store and get this movie, but I'd never seen Beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
Oh, yeah?
Have you ever seen it?
Actually, probably not in 20 years.
Check it out. That was the one for me. I mean, I just was like that the whole time, It's a Russ Meyer film.
I saw a horror movie not long ago, made in England, that had Sal Valentino and Stoneground right on the opening credits singing in a party with, 9 girls with tambourines, and it was like all hippie outfits and stuff. Do you know what that one was? Was that in there?
No, I don't offhand. I can't name it, but.
Man, speaking of seeing these movies after a while, it was about 2 years ago on TV. They ran Medicine Ball Caravan, and boy, that was horrifying. I mean, it was quite embarrassing. Unlike Woodstock, which is embarrassing in another way. Woodstock, your hometown right now. Oh, by the way, I just heard on the radio today there's some big hoo-ha about 25th anniversary of Woodstock.
Yeah.
That's where you're living.
I know all about it.
So you're going to be running something up the flagpole outside your house to signify this great event, or?
I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay around home that weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And make sure that my house
is
still there. By the time it's over.
People looking for bathrooms and stuff.
Yeah, I live on a road that you have to go down. In order to get in and out of Woodstock, you have to go down this road. And so I mean, it is going to be crazy.
So are they expecting 500,000 people, or what are they?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, so they're going to have the same bands?
They're really eager for it. The local economy is pretty in a pretty bad slump.
Who else is living in Woodstock? I mean, the members of the band live there.
Yeah, Jules Shear, Keith Strickland from the B-52s. There's a lot of people up there. Jerry Murata, drummer, really good.
Another name. Yeah.
Really great drummer. Tons.
Well, back to the one that wasn't your movie, which is Medicine Ball Caravan, which was actually a Warner Brothers
Yeah.
promotion.
Was it any good? Was B.B. King any good?
That's where I first saw. I went to the Boulder version, the Boulder performance of Medicine Ball Caravan in 1970,
Yeah.
and I saw Doug Crenshaw, which really turned me around because I knew I liked Rusty and Doug's Louisiana Man, but I didn't know who they were. And then I saw, that's the guy right up there with the purple velvet suit. You know, it was really
Yeah.
cool. It was freezing that night. But the Medicine Ball Caravan is very self-consciously. A lot of peace signs, a lot of, you know, aren't we cool driving in this bus?
Yeah, I guess it was a film studio trying to cash in a really, you know, obvious way,
Yeah.
just trying to cash
Real
in a
heavy-handed.
Woodstock film.
Yeah, real heavy-handed.
Yeah.
Like, remember CBS Records, the revolution, they can't stop, the man can't stop
The
the
man
music.
can't bust our music.
The man can't bust our music, which was a promotion from CBS Records.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. All right, so we'll be looking in them bookstores for Hollywood Rock because it's a cool book, and you read it.
Well, thanks for helping out with it.
You
know?
read part of it, anyways. And it's a gas, and it's great
It's
to
a
have.
gas!
And it's great to have you here. And
Are we done?
we're more or less done. Let's go
good.
away to hear a little of your music because I got it queued up here. Not really, but I will.
Oh, all right.
All right. So thanks a lot. We'll see you next time. Not pushing my own book today because I'm pushing Marshall's.